Hi guys, I'm here today at Mouchak Street on Coventry Road with Baya. I'm going to get him to actually introduce himself and then tell you a little about Mouchak Street. So if you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shah Hussain. I'm one of the founder director of Mouchak Street. Today I'm here to talk about our concept.
Yeah. So Mouchak Street, first of all, the first thing I would like to ask you please, where did Mouchak Street come from? The name. How did you bring it up? What does it mean?
It's Mouchak is actually predominantly a Bengali word.
Okay.
And what it means in Shuddha Bangla is actually a honeycomb.
Achha.
So that's where, obviously, you can call it a beehive or a honeycomb. That's where Mouchak means. That's what it means. And the actual name came along from the old part of Dhaka, where there's a street where you've got sort of it's actually a market called Mouchak Market.
Achha.
It's been there since the times before the partition, and it's still standing. So a lot of the people know about it still, and so we thought, you know what, Mouchak being a Bengali name, and we wanted to give it a bit of a twist with our food, so what we did, we amalgamated the name with that, so it's got a bit of history, and it's got a good meaning to it. So it's actually come from there.
Okay, that's brilliant. It's nice to know. I always look at people's names when I'm even just driving past or walking by, and I just think to myself, I wonder how they come across with that name. It's nice to know. We've learnt a new word now as well, guys. So tell us a little bit about the concept here of the type of food, because I can tell you one thing on Instagram from people that I watch. It's just amazing things to say, and obviously there's your Shutki pizza as well, which I'm going to be trying later on, so I'm going to be telling you exactly that. But that brings a lot of people here because they want to try it, they want to know what that mixture is like. So tell us a little bit about the concept.
Yeah, well, the concept has come along. Basically, it's just two of us getting together, me and my partner. My partner's actually come from sort of like a part of Europe, a Scandinavian country, and he's been in Europe for the last 25 years. So he's worked in some of the biggest cities in Europe, sort of like Zurich, Oslo, and Copenhagen. And what they've done is over the years they've actually learned the bread making technique over their Scandinavian bread making technique, and and my background was also catering, but I have been in the fine dining section of the so we sat down together, and one day over coffee we kind of came with this concept. We were kind of like sharing our ideas, and we wanted to do something slightly different, out the box, where this Mouchak Street came along, by just sharing our ideas and putting our ideas together. The concept itself is completely different to your normal fast food joints that you'd go to, or any pizza places that you'd go to. The similarity that you would find with our pizzas are, you can compare it to places like Domino's or other places. It's like, because what we do is every day we make our dough fresh. Our pizzas are hand stretched. It's actually stone baked, which is proper authentic way of making a pizza. We don't use any of our ingredients frozen. All our pizza toppings are sort of made on a daily basis. So all the ingredients are kind of fresh. We use 100% mozzarella cheese rather than sort of like a lot of places use 50-50. We emphasize a lot of products to be fresh, and I think that's why it sort of sets us apart from a lot of our competition. In terms of sort of uniqueness, we've come out with some unique recipes in terms of sort of menu choices, because we didn't want to be known as another pizza joint or another fast food joint or another peri-peri place. So what we thought, okay, how can we sort of set ourselves apart? sort of being a Bengali,
Yes.
you know, obviously we grew up sort of eating shutki, and
Yeah.
a lot of people sort of it's one of those acquired tastes.
It is.
Either you like it or you don't.
Or you don't, yeah.
So
It's love or
yeah,
hate.
yeah, that's it. So, but we came out with this idea where like we thought, okay, 90% of the Bangladeshis know what a shutki is.
Yeah.
So how can we implement that onto a pizza? So what we've done, we tried various different ingredients with shutki, putting on a pizza.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we then came up with a unique recipe, and we made sort of like a few sort of pizzas with different ingredients, and you know, alhamdulillah, we came with you know, the right kind of ingredients, and so we've implemented that on our menu, and overall it has been a huge success with our customers. They've absolutely love it. You know, the people
Yeah.
that have actually tried it, you know, come back and
Yeah.
always take it again.
No,
think,
I absolutely love people's reactions, because I've seen so many people
Yeah.
on Instagram who have been so excited. It does actually target a lot of the younger generation
It
more
does, yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
as well as the older. But I think at the moment, because of Instagram and stuff, they just want to come,
Absolutely.
get some food that's going to be so literally different, and do like a taste test. And
Yeah.
so far, so good, because everyone that's had it, it's they can't describe
Yeah.
the science that's happening.
Yeah,
because-
no, I think, I think, you know, overall, you know, if you speak to a lot of people, they're like, pizza shutki, wow, I mean, how does that go? But the thing is, right, if you think of it, right, I mean, if you, it's like, you know, shutki has different variation,
Yes,
right?
it does.
So when you paste it, right,
Yeah.
when you paste the shutki, right,
Yeah.
it becomes a paste.
Paste.
So like you can, like I've known people. I mean, I've grew up seeing my sister, right, putting shutki on a toast.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So you know, like the paste,
It's
and
really
and
nice,
that's where the
actually.
idea actually come from.
Yeah.
See, you know, like so I thought, you know what, I mean, and then one day I was like, yeah, how can you eat
So
that?
you've got your sister to thank
Yeah,
for that.
well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I seen my sister eating it, and I was like, wow, she's like, try it, it's really nice. And I had a bite on it, and I was like, wow, this actually tastes
Yeah.
quite good, you know. So when we came with the idea about shutki pizza,
Yeah.
I thought about, you know, shutki on the toast. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And that's how the idea
came
came
along,
along. And then I
yeah.
thought, yeah, you know, this can work, because
Yeah.
I've had it firsthand. So all it is that it means that we have to get the recipe right. So yeah, I mean, in terms of
How long do you think it would have taken you to perfect it?
well, it
How
took
the
us.
food goes.
To be honest, I think we must have gone through about at least 50 or 60 different pizzas in terms of taste, because what we've done, we tried different types of shutki,
Yeah.
and then different types of recipes on it, and then what we've done is we put there's one particular pizza where we've got shutki and chicken with it.
Yeah.
So and then another one with shutki and prawn. So yeah,
that
I mean,
sounds lovely.
yeah. So I mean, you know, and to be fair, they both taste as equally as good.
Yeah.
So it's about sort of amalgamating the taste and making sure it's coming out right, and that's what we've done. So yeah, I mean, in terms of trials and error, we've had you know, a lot of trials and making sure that the recipe was correct.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I mean, at the end we came with the kind of right kind of you know, ingredients, and alhamdulillah, it worked out really well.
That's
Yeah.
great. I'm looking forward to trying that.
Yeah.
What would you say your bestseller is?
Well, I think in terms of bestsellers, you know, as I said earlier, you know, our chefs have vast amount of experience in that bread making technique, and we've come out with a few sort of like unique products. One of the products that we are actually selling here, where you may not find anywhere in sort of West Midlands, or I could say UK, to be fair, is called a pizza sandwich. So what we do is we make we obviously, again, we use the sort of same base of the pizza sort of into a pizza a sandwich shape, bake it with the cheese and the tomato inside, and then open it up, and then we put the filling of your choice in there,
Okay, that
with
sounds
your
good.
salad dressing and everything, and that has been a hit amongst our sort of customers, and you know, it actually sells really, really well. Also, we have other items like pita bread. Pita bread traditionally is a Turkish product,
Yes.
or Mediterranean, if you like. What we've done, we actually mastered that, and we make our own pita breads here, freshly on a daily basis. Again, it's a fresh product, and in a different sort of Turkish style. Again, we use the same kind of concept with the pizza sandwich, freshly baked, filling of your choice, and again, that's another very good seller. What we've done with some of the filling, we've given it a bit of an Asian twist to it, or a Bengali twist, if you like. Certain products we've actually put like as sility, right? We're sort of like, we all love Shatkora,
we do.
where it gives a bit of a sort of like what can I say, a citrusy kind of flavour, and it gives, I think it also enhances the flavour of a product, like chicken, meat, whatever you put it with, it enhances the flavour. So we've used that recipe. As we all know, Naga, which is a famous chili, or Scotch bonnet, as a lot of people would say, or ghost chili. We use that as well to actually spice up some of the products as well.
That's brilliant.
So we use that one of the products, and then we're also using prime beef on
which makes all the difference.
Absolutely, and it's all kind of like freshly made again, handmade. So I think those products are really sell well for us, and recently what we've seen is our burgers have actually done really well as well.
Great.
Because obviously as we're getting popular, people are coming in, they're trying different products, and our burger is again handmade prime beef, and one of the key things that I would like to emphasize on is a lot of the places that you'd go to, you'd hardly come across people baking their own burger buns, but we're doing that here. And the other thing that we've actually introduced here, I think we're probably one of the first restaurants in Birmingham, is called a charcoal bun. So a charcoal bun is actually like a unique black bun, and it's actually very healthy as well.
Health benefits.
Health benefits. It's got full of antioxidants. So a lot of people, and it's also vegan. So the product that they're using to actually make that, it's vegan friendly. So if somebody's like, sort of like, okay, they're on vegan diet, they can also have that. So I think that has actually that's been like one of the key focal points for a lot of people on social media.
I'm gonna have to be here like every weekend to try everything, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to try all this in one go.
No, absolutely.
Another thing I really want to touch base on is I've been wanting to come here for several months now because of COVID and restrictions. I've not been able to. But I know there's a lot of businesses that have suffered and even closed down. What kind of strategies did you use to keep yourself afloat? Because I know everyone suffered, and I know that maybe you possibly have too.
Well, I think one of the things that obviously we had to on the initial lockdown, obviously being a new virus, we were very unsure about what it was all about. We didn't have much knowledge about the virus. So what we've done is the first lockdown we initially closed for 3 months, but then we had a lot of emails, a lot of DMs on our Instagram pages from our customers saying, how come you guys have closed, we're missing your food, etc., etc. So anyway, so what we decided to do was, after 3 months, we decided to reopen the restaurant just before the full kind of like lift of the lockdown. So we kind of like opened up with the emphasis on takeaway and delivery. And I think we were kind of like skeptical about how it's going to go, because that wasn't our key focal point in the business.
And plus, when you make food within a restaurant as well, it's not always takeaway worthy, and it doesn't reach to the customer with 100% satisfaction as well. So you probably had to go through that as well, didn't you?
No, absolutely. I think what we had to do is, obviously we had to think about our packaging, how to provide customers with the freshness of the product, because one of the things with myself, when I go out, I like to eat something when I order it there and then, because it's like with the takeaway, you lose 15-20% of the taste because of the condensation and the travelling time. So and I think a lot of people do understand that, but then if you've got regular customers who've actually dined into your restaurant, and then when they receive a takeaway, they're like, oh, you know what, there's a difference, which I understand. And so I think that's one of the key things that we had to kind of like really look into. So we had to look into the packaging, all these things that we had to look into, and then finding the right packaging, making sure that it's going out as we wanted it to.
Exactly.
So yeah, and then we had to obviously implement some delivery partners like Uber Eats and Just Eat. We had to sort of
Who's your favourite out of all of them?
Well, I think, I mean, to be honest, I think
I have one.
what we've actually found that Uber Eats has been more of a helping hand for us, because I think it's been very popular with our customers.
A bit more efficient.
Yeah, they're a lot more efficient, and they're also kind of like delivering the food to the customer as well. And we found it to be working with us on a better sort of like relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's kind of worked out really well for us.
That's good to know. Okay, another thing as well is obviously, as I'm kind of talking about business as well, there's a lot of people that at the first hurdle they've got all these great ideas. Obviously, you've got extensive experience from years ago because you've been in the industry for a very long time.
Yeah.
But someone that's looking to go into something like this, they've got all the ideas, the concepts there. They just don't know the know-how, they don't know the right people. What would you say to people that are thinking of going into this kind of business, like street food, or whether it be fine dining, or even if it's like a trailer, what are the first, say, 3 or 4 things they need to think about?
Well, I think initially, I mean, what I would say to anybody that's looking to get into the catering trade is about having a niche, rather than sort of like going into imitating something, because it's good to imitate sometimes, but the thing is, right, it's always like, I mean, what I found over the years, like a lot of people would do a copycat of something, and then people always like, it's the same customer that you're targeting, and if you copy something and if it hasn't got a uniqueness, people will always know that you've copied somebody. So it's always good to have your own kind of ideas. So if you do something, I would say, look, have a plan, have a strategy, have a product that's going to be unique, think outside the box,
do your research.
Obviously it's very important. And then secondly, I would say, the important thing is location. Having the right location.
Prime.
Absolutely, having a right location where you stand out.
I think that's very important, because it depends on the type of food you're introducing as well to a certain area, but then again, it's not a certain area as well. For instance, people might look at a location by a university will do good. A busy road like this Coventry road is amazing for it brings so many people here, so many different types of people. By a hospital, things like this you have to think about, and then that in turn you got to think about opening times as well. Because being by, for instance, a hospital, you think about doing 24 hours, you're getting business for 24 hours, aren't you?
Absolutely.
So
I think it's important. I think it is. I think you touched on that. I think the thing is, you got to always look at your target audience. So your target audience, whoever they are and whatever age group they are, you've got to obviously cater for them and the times that they are available. Like you said, if it's a college or university, the students are sort of like lunchtimes, even like afternoon, or even evening times they're around. So I think these are important factors. And I think I think I think the emphasis has got to be on the branding as well.
Definitely.
So whatever you're doing,
we spoke about that earlier.
I think branding is very, very important. So if you do something, you've got to have a branding that's correct, and where people can recognize you. It doesn't matter where you are. People are like, okay, this is what it is, and this is what they're about. So I think the brand awareness is very important.
Definitely.
As well.
We spoke about consistency as well, actually, not just in food, but obviously if you are advertising via social media, which is what I think everybody does. I don't know anyone that doesn't do that, and if they don't, then it's probably someone that's very new into a business or industry, and they don't really know how to approach advertising. But it definitely makes a difference, and you do, as someone that's new going into the industry, you've got to think about spending money and investing in advertising as well, because that's your focal point. That's going to bring you people in. What do you think? I always ask people this. You get loads of different answers, but what do you think about bloggers and influencers and reviews from that? Have you ever thought about doing it? Would you ever think about doing it? And if you have, has it worked, or is it something that you don't want to do?
You mean social media?
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
so bringing people in. So a lot of people, what they do is they'll contact, say, food bloggers and something like that, and invite them. Why don't you come around, have taste a bit of food, etc.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, one of the things that we've had, and I think we're quite fortunate because of the uniqueness of our product.
Yes.
We did not have to kind of like go out there and look for bloggers or look for influencers. I think they saw our products on the social media pages. They came looking for it because they wanted it to be on their page. So I mean, that's one of the key facts. I mean, that we found. I mean, some of the biggest bloggers in Birmingham, you know, we're sort of halal food bloggers. They saw our products on their sort of social media, or you know, and they kind of like, you know, wow, we're gonna have to go and you know, check it for ourselves. So we've had various different bloggers coming in and contacting us as well. You know, if we would like to kind of like collaborate with them. So I think you know, in terms of that, I think we were quite fortunate. So yeah, I mean,
because it's not something you initially had to think about. It was something that they heard about and thought, this is a great place. So you didn't have to really go out your way and think about it and waste like your great time in like you know. You didn't have to put your time in that.
No, absolutely. So. I think it's important because I mean, as you said earlier, you know, social media is a big platform now for any business or any message you want to put out there. And I mean, obviously, you know, gone are the days with the traditional kind of like advertising. So I think it is a big thing now.
I don't think anyone goes to Google reviews. I don't think anyone looks up a website. Everyone always goes to Instagram and they'll put a hashtag in, you know, and whatever comes up, then that's it. And then you forever scrolling, you know, you come across the post that sticks out to you. So like Bayer was saying about brand awareness as well, colours, themes, all these things stand out. Like for instance, the your blue and the yellow as well. I went past the billboard the other day that was blue and yellow. I'm not too sure what it was. I think it was EE, but it reminded me of Mouchak Street because of the colour. But it does stick, and people do remember.
No, absolutely. I think it's important. I think it's about having the you know, like I said, the brand awareness is important, so people kind of remember you, or they can associate this kind of joint with those colours, or you know. So it's important that you have, you know, certain things correct from the day go. But yeah, I think you know, sort of going back onto the social media. I mean, obviously, you know, coming from sort of like being in the catering trade for a long time, you know, it's the whole social media thing is kind of new for us. But we're learning as we're going along. And now, because we're sort of expanding our brand, and we're hoping to sort of like branch out, we've got our own sort of a PR team now, in-house PR team, which is kind of like taking care of our social media pages and making sort of sure that people are aware of our brand, also aware of the new kind of like dishes that we're introducing as well. So yeah, I mean, we've got sort of like a new menu coming in about 2-3 weeks time. So you know, I
will definitely be back to check that out. But no, it's been absolutely great insight to speak to you by. Honestly, I think although I go and eat, there's not a lot you really know about a restaurant and what goes behind it. So it's nice to hear, and you know, if I was ever to open a restaurant, I know I'd be like, you know what, you need to give me some pointers. Where do I start? Where do I go? Because that's where people fail at the first hurdle, don't they? But we are now going to try some exquisite food. I'm saying exquisite already before I've tried it, because I have not come across anyone yet that said anything other than 5-star, 10-star. You know, they've given it 10 out of 10 always. So I'm looking forward to trying that, and you guys are going to see us try the food and tell you. But you need to get down here if you like fresh food on the day, people that know how to make bread. You need to come here. And if you're Bangladeshi and you haven't tried a Shutki pizza, what are you doing with yourself? So any last words?
Well, no, I'd just like to invite all the people that are watching to come and sort of try obviously our variation of sort of menu that we have put together, and I'm sure once people have tried it, they won't be disappointed, purely for the fact that a lot of the products are sort of freshly made in-house, and it's got a unique taste to it. So yeah, I'd like to invite all your sort of
everyone watching now. I want you guys to be here. I want to see you guys here, and I want you to hashtag, tag. So yeah, you're gonna have to do that. Thank you so much again for having us. We're gonna try some amazing food right now.
Thank you.
So we've just finished the Shutki pizza. It's annihilated. We finished it. We wasn't sure about Sammy was going to like it, but absolutely loved it. I'm not sure about anyone else around here, but we enjoyed it. It was really delicious, and if you're looking for a proper Desi Bangladeshi nasta, you need to come and try Mouchak Street, because I don't think I'll be going to have nasta anywhere else now. So yeah, check them out.